What is up, guys? Octave Gamer here. Welcome back to a brand new video. We're back on F1 2020 for episode number 9 of career mode. We've gone so fast. We are almost at 10 episodes. It's time for the Japanese Grand Prix. Japan is kind of a difficult track for me. I don't really like it at all. So we may struggle, but I'm not sure how we're gonna struggle. So yeah, we can upgrade our marketing department here, sponsor relations, whatever that said. So we've got 10, one level 10 acclaim. So I think we can sign a sponsor.
We're in a position now where we're able to attract a new sponsor to the team. Head over to the corporate tab and select the sponsors screen to choose who we should approach.
Thanks for that, Adam. So we can sign a sponsor here. So the sponsor that I chose was Echo, because they might offer us more money to the team. We almost gone bankrupt in our team, actually. If I haven't checked properly, we are going a bit bankrupt. So we need to save money for the team, just like facility upgrades. Maybe we need to renew Antoine's contract. And all sorts of stuff. Yeah, we're not done with the customization. I want to make it look good so we could recognize our sponsors are doing a good job for us. But first, instead of our sponsors doing a good job for us, we need to do a good job for our sponsors. So if we don't do a good job, we could end up losing our sponsors, and our claim could actually disappear if we're not careful. So we need to do a lot for our sponsors to be happy. I'm just going to add one more here. I think it would be best if we add Echo so that we can recognize that they are part of the team as well. So let's customize this a little bit. We are almost done, I'm afraid. So if you want to learn how to customize, you're going to have to. There are a lot of videos on YouTube where you can learn how to customize your car. So we're just advancing to the Japanese Grand Prix. It is season 1, round 12. Let's go. Here we are, and it looks like we're in our garage. Not in the garage, sorry. We've got a message from Adam, and looking at it, it looks like we're gonna have regulation changes. Oh wow. We are going to have regulation changes for 2021, at least in the game it's 2021. But we're going to have regulation changes. Whoa. That's actually going to be very costly for some of the upgrades we've done on our car already, and also the facilities. So we're going first with our track acclimatization program, as we usually do. Going into turn number 1, I don't like turn 1 of Suzuka too tight, but so far we've done well, the first few corners. So it's a dry practice, by the way, so we're not expecting the wet anytime soon, as we've missed that corner there. We've overshot it, actually. That's the problem with Suzuka, the corners are too tight, especially for B, who has to flick an analog stick left to right. More like if you're on a wheel, you can go full lock left, full lock right, for you wheel users, so very lucky. But it's been a decent lap so far, but I think we can do better. Going into the hairpin, the hairpin that should be called the Kobayashi hairpin, because he's done a dab bomb at that corner. So it looks like we actually have a damaged part on our car, so that's not good at all. Nothing is good when you have a damaged part on your car, and we're gonna have to change that before the race. If we don't change that before the race, we could end up getting our engine into a GP2 engine instead of a Formula 1 engine. So we're coming to the third sector. It's a 118.7 in the second sector. Japan is that long. You even go into like 5 digits of a lap time. So we've got the DRS zone coming up, the only DRS zone on this track. We've done well, and across the line it is, I don't know, they don't show the lap times for me, so I don't know what the lap time is. but we're gonna have to do well on this run. Japan is kind of tight, especially the Suzuka S's. It's caught out a lot of people actually, mistakenly Roman Grosjean at this same section. Now we're coming up the hill, exiting the Suzuka S's, going up through Dunlop Corner. I really hate Dunlop Corner. Marcus Ericsson went off there. So yeah, into the Degner 1 and then Degner 2. Degner 2 is so tight actually. So far we've done very well in this run. So I'm really pleased. Maybe it's the setup that's working wonders for us. I spoke too soon actually. But that wasn't because we missed the gate. I think we just went a bit too slow there. We need to speed up the pace. Let's see how things go. Lance Stroll is faster than Albon. What is happening to Alex Albon? No. He is struggling, and we are struggling too with that corner, so it's only the second red corner that we have. We're going to use our overtake battery just to get through the straights towards 130R. 130R is a tight corner. It's actually the best thing that can ever happen to you at 130R is overtaking someone around the outside, because you overtake someone around the outside, you could end up spinning or making contact or just going wide and then careering off into the barriers, just like Lucas Di Grassi did in 2010. But I think this one was a better lap time, so I'm really pleased with what we're doing for the team. We could be earning some more resource points so we can do some upgrades on our car, but with the new regulations coming in next season, that could not favor us, as Alex Albon sets a new second sector. So we're just coming up to the end of the second sector. I think we're actually going to be slow, unless something else happens. So we're about 2.7 seconds down. I tried to take that corner with full velocity, and instead I missed it. We're coming across the line to start another flying lap, but this time it's not by the track acclimatization. This is just for, you know what I mean. I can't really explain that because I don't know the word to use. We've gone very wide at turn 1. That's the problem with Suzuka turn 1. You go very wide, and while saying that, we've had a crash.
Are you okay? That was a big one.
Here we go again.
Okay, please.
Here we go again. The misery continues. Let me tell you guys the truth, I don't actually know what on earth happened there. Because I took the corner, I was away from the grass for a little bit. I think I just lost traction. Oh, that was a big hit. Japanese Grand Prix qualifying. It's raining, so I don't know whether our lap time will be great or not, but I just pray that we get somewhere high up the order. So it is time for qualifying around the Suzuka International Racing Course in Japan. I don't know the area, so so this is going to be quite a difficult qualifying session. Like I said, wet. We do not want to mess anything up. We don't want to mess the car up. So I guess we should just be a bit smooth with the car for once and not try to be rough. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this qualifying session. Let's get on track. Enough with all the talking. And enough with all the talking again. We're gonna get started with a qualifying flying lap. Before we start our flying lap, and I was about to say something else before we just lost control at the 130R. Luckily, we have not put that in the wall, so I do feel happy that we haven't put that in the wall before our qualifying lap even starts. I actually skipped a bit of time because I was doing unproductive laps, so we can still start our lap. We have not started it yet, but we can still do it. After all, we're not going to lose any speed, because this is where you have to come full throttle, and I was messing around with some settings there. We're going with lean mix for now, but I think we may have to switch to rich mix later on in the lap, or maybe in the session. because we also have to save some fuel, because I could have a chance to do another lap, and then if I don't have fuel, then that would be very disappointing actually. So going through the Suzuka S's, the puddles on the outside there, we want to make sure we don't go on the outside, or else we'll aquaplane and then just ruin the rest of our lap. So the wet conditions are really tricky if you think about it. They're not my best friend actually. So, oh, that was a big spin there. We just lost control. I actually tried to brake and then went onto the gravel, but luckily that wasn't a big caution there. Caution, yes, that's the way to pronounce it. So there were no yellow flags at all. So if you were to overtake on the yellow flags, maybe you'd have to give that position back. I don't know. But going through the hairpin, we've already lost a lot of time. So I'm just gonna start a new lap for this session. There's no DRS in the rain, by the way. So we still have not changed our part on our car, so I don't know whether it was me that forgot to change it or whether it was the team that didn't want to change it. So mixed fortunes, I guess. But there are only 2 minutes remaining of qualifying at the Japanese Grand Prix, and we're catching up to someone. Who is that? That looks like a Haas. It must be Kevin Magnussen, if I'm correct. Let's go up through Dunlop Corner, see if we can gain a bit of speed and then catch up to the car that's ahead. I'm not sure whether that's Magnussen or not. And another spin. Another spin. What is going on as someone just goes through me? So that's the 3rd spin that we have had, and luckily we've not hit any wall. The previous spin I was just from having, we were so close. So I think maybe I just got on some standing water and then aquaplaned, and yeah, you know how aquaplaning is. If you don't know how aquaplaning is, Google it and yeah, revise that and make sure you don't forget what aquaplaning means. So we have technically lost time on our lap again, so we are not gonna be going anywhere fast in this one, but unfortunately that's how it is. So yeah, mistakes happen. Mistakes do happen. We're almost like 20 seconds off the pace, if I'm not correct. 14.9 seconds off the fastest sector 2 time, as we've gone spinning into the barriers, and now this time we've hit the wall, and it's almost like a Lucas Di Grassi crash again, as we've spun again. I think that this one was just for traction, and we've wrecked our front wing again. Well, our front wing was already damaged anyway, so not really much of a difference that we should have made. But we're just gonna use this part of the track because our lap time is already done, even though we still have a lot of time left. We only have a few seconds. Our front wing is still damaged, but yeah, I guess that's the end of our session then. So I didn't really look forward to that qualifying. Maybe it wasn't just the best. Yeah, just pull into the pits and let's see what happens here. So Lewis Hamilton qualifies on pole position. We got Charles Leclerc in 2nd place, Valtteri Bottas 3rd, or this I should say Battery Voltas. So yeah, Mercedes starting on the front row again.
We come to you live today from the Mie Prefecture in the south of Japan's Honshu Island for a race that has seen many title deciders over the years. Some simple, some controversial, but all contributing to a legacy that makes the Japanese Grand Prix an indispensable stop in any Formula One season. We're southwest of the city of Nagoya today at a wet and windy Suzuka circuit. 3.6 miles and 18 corners make up a lap here, with Sector 1 likely to prove especially difficult in these conditions. We should see overtaking into turns 1 and 16 today, and maybe a few Kobayashi-style dives into the hairpin as well. Anthony Davidson is here once again for today's Grand Prix. Why don't we start by talking about Valtteri Bottas? Well, they need 4th or better to ensure they stay in contention for the championship. Anything outside that, and their fate is no longer in their hands.
The key now will be to keep in the right mindset. We've seen time and again that things go wrong if you just try and do the minimum. Not necessarily because of the pressure, but because it's different to your usual approach. They'll need to avoid that and stay focused today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Ricciardo, Gasly, Sainz, Kvyat and Alexander Albon, Stroll, Leclerc, they've taken a grid penalty, Lando Norris and Ocon, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Romain Grosjean and Antonio Giovinazzi, Russell, Latifi, Hubert and Roberts. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Well, whatever Crofty said about where this place is, it's time for the Japanese Grand Prix. Suzuka International Racing Course 2014, wet. For some reason I don't want to say what happened there. What other race can I think of? Well, 2019 was very eventful because there was a tsunami or a... Oh yes, hurricane actually, hurricane. I forgot about that because that was like almost 2 years ago. A hurricane in 2019, qualifying had to be on Sunday morning. So some of us, that time we had to be waking up very, very early. I didn't even watch the qualifying myself. I don't think I even watched the race because it was so early. But we are going underway for the formation lap. Very wet. We should have just started under the safety car like Rio F1 does. If only Codemasters could program that into the game, that would be fantastic. But I don't blame them. It's not easy to put those things into game, just like it is with red flags. But without further ado, we're gonna get started with the Japanese Grand Prix. 27 laps. Here we are on the grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Suzuka. It's lights out and away we go. Very slow off the line there. Antoine got a good start, but Latifi near the wall. We were trying to go for that gap there. I've had to back off because it was getting a bit too close and you do not want to be making contact in the wet. We got a warning for collision with Antoine, so very sorry there, Antoine. But we move on into the Suzuka S's. It's very, very tricky. I cannot see through all these guys' spray. Raindrops are dropping onto the screen, and the visibility is so poor that I couldn't even see where I was going. I think I was just going to Fuji instead of staying in Suzuka. So yeah, we've had a horrible one, but we can still make it up. We've still got 27 laps to go in this race. But it is going to take some time for us to catch up to the rest of the pack. Knowing how many mistakes I do make in a race, it may take some time. So I think we should give it a few laps. We can't catch up to them immediately. So we should give it a bit of laps. Otherwise, instead of laps, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to wait for the pit stops, because some may be going on 2 stops. Some may be doing 1 stop, just like I am. And yeah, we're going on to lap number 3. We've had a massive snap of oversteer there. And we've gone through and we've gotten a 3-second time penalty. That was technically a corner cut. So I cannot say much, because that's just usually a timid Marduk line. So I blame myself for such a foolish mistake. A very amateuristic one, for that matter. I don't think I should be doing those type of things. Moving on to lap number 4, nearly going onto the grass there a little bit. George Russell has retired from the race, and that moves Antoine up into 21st, I think. No, 20th actually. So poor George Russell, the spotlight of Sakir 2020. If you didn't watch that race, then you're so behind on F1 history. We're coming across the line at 1:47.6 is our fastest lap, but we're still 14 seconds off the pace. So I guess it may take some time to catch up to the rest of the pack. Going through turn number 2 in Suzuka. Oh wow, this corner is quite fast at times. but the Suzuka S's are pretty much a nightmare for me, because that's why I lost position on the first lap. If you didn't see the first lap, what are you doing for you not to see the first lap? So moving up to Dunlop corner, it's a really wet type of Dunlop corner. You do not want to be making mistakes there all the time, otherwise we'll just end up ruining some stuff. We've gone fast in sector 1, not fastest, but we have gone fast, but a bit wide, so maybe it's just a lapse in concentration there. Coming across the line, we've had a horrible lap actually, 5.5 seconds off my fastest lap. Maybe we just lost a bit of time, but still, I repeat, still, we've got an unchanged part on our car. It looks like the internal combustion engine is the problem here, as I got too focused on the MFD instead of looking where I was going. So instead we've lost a chunk of time there. I nearly had a snap of oversteer there. I did have a snap of oversteer, but we're just following these dry lines, just not trying to make any mistakes at all here. Well, Suzuka is not really my favorite track, but if it starts to dry, well, maybe we could start pushing for some positions, but I'm not sure when it's gonna dry or if it's even gonna dry. So we struggled a lot this weekend. I wonder if we could do any good things for the team. Our team has been asking for a good performance from us. I'm sure they have. We got how many laps? 6 laps into our stop. I've decided to change that. We're gonna pit on lap 12 instead, because I cannot stick with these tires. They're absolutely dead. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. If they aren't, I'm still going to change them, and no exception whatsoever. But we're moving on to 130R. We're still slow in the second sector. Is it first sector? Yeah, second sector. So we're coming up to the chicane. I don't like the chicane either. It's too tight, especially the exit. Oh, wow. We're moving on to the final corner of Suzuka. Really complex lap here, I should say. But I just need to hope for a miracle in terms of us getting above 21st position. It's not going to be helpful at all if we can move up higher than that position. And speaking of that, we've had a snap of oversteer. That's a big snap actually. We've gone into the barriers, but luckily no wing damage. And that's like the 3rd time we've gone off at Dunlop corner. It tells you that I really hate Dunlop corner, because I don't know why I keep on losing the rear at Dunlop corner. I don't know how many times I said Dunlop corner there. I might end up getting irritated about the word Dunlop. We're coming across the line, it's not fast enough, but 2 laps until the pit window, we might be on the mediums or the hards. I didn't check the strategy properly, but we are almost a full lap down. Jesus, I can't believe what I'm saying. That actually feels so horrible to say. So yeah, it's a difficult race, I should say, but maybe if we keep on increasing our speed and the pace lightens up, like in terms of time, if we can manage to gain some time, that would be great. And speaking of that, we've actually gone a bit faster in the first sector. I'm really happy with that actually. So that's really pleasing. Before we almost lost all of it, and I'm just corner cutting here. I don't know why. Maybe my hand's just feeling tired, because this is actually pre-recorded. So I'm doing the commentary after the video has finished, and we've lost control of our car. Oh, someone's rammed into the back of us. We've gone spinning off into the barriers. Oh my goodness me. Oh, Hamilton's out. Lewis is out. What on earth has just happened here? And this is on board with Hamilton. I put it into slow-mo. Oh, don't tell me. That wasn't my fault. I did not see him coming. I was trying to correct the oversteer. I braked, but I thought Hamilton was a little far back. So I braked just to stop oversteer. And he rammed into the back of me and broke his wheel, as Bottas was also collected. Oh no, Toto Wolff better not come to the garage. He is going to shoot me. That wasn't my fault at all. I lost control there, so Bottas had nowhere to go. Oh, Mercedes will be really pissed off with that. And Lewis was supposed to win the title in this race, so what a shame. So he's actually out of the race. So I can't believe I actually did that to a title contender. But we're going into the pits to change our front wing and also to serve a time penalty. I don't know where that came from. So it's a really difficult race here. I don't know what to say about it. But I think I should say I'm very sorry for ruining Lewis's title chances of winning today. So maybe that could help Bottas a little bit. But I actually didn't mean to cause that type of drama. So in case Lewis sees this, I'm very sorry. But that's just how it is, because I didn't see him coming. So Bottas has actually overtaken us. He's a lap down somehow. I don't know how that's happened. But we caught up to the safety car. Our delta is too fast. So we're going to have to slow the delta down a little bit. So it looks like Hamilton and Russell out. Not great at all, especially for Lewis. But we are coming into the pits for dry tires. Oh no, I sped into the pit line. Speeding in the pit line, we've got a 5-second time penalty, and we couldn't serve the penalty. I mean, we can't serve the penalty. We can, but we can't in this stop. And to make our matters worse, we've got a double stack. Oh great, just great. Our tires popped up from nowhere. Doesn't seem creepy to me. Release. 4.2 seconds. That's Ferrari magic there. I think Binotto is in charge of the team. So yeah, it's a real struggle for us. But I actually didn't expect this to happen. As we've got Max Verstappen going a bit slow there. Oh my word. It cannot get worse. Another Hamilton rival has retired from the race with purple in Sector 2. Let's see if we can set the fastest lap on the restart. I doubt we can. But coming across the line, we get started. Lap number 15. Let's catch up to Max Verstappen. Oh no, I mean Carlos Sainz. No, that's not Carlos Sainz. We're actually a lap down from Verstappen. So we're going through the Suzuka S's where he retired. So this upcoming corner, I think is where he retired. So we will overtake him no matter what. We went a bit wide there, so we've overtaken Max Verstappen. Carlos Sainz is actually a lap ahead of us, but he's into the pits as it's another spinala, the 5th at Dunlop corner. You know what? That's actually beautiful there. How do I keep control of that? Crazy, man, crazy. But Carlos Sainz is a lap ahead of us, and he's behind us. He was in the pits. So right now, he's going through the Suzuka S's into Dunlop corner. We're going through the hairpin, the Kobayashi hairpin. Well, why don't the FOM name that to the Kobayashi hairpin? But anyways, that's the least of our problems. We're just moving on. We've only got 12 laps to go, and I don't think we're moving anywhere close to the top 10. So I guess we just need to just find a bit of pace, I think. Just not get lapped for the second time. Because I think both Mercedes are out of the top 10. Speaking of Mercedes, Bottas is right there. And we ran a bit wide as we've lost traction of the car. And it is into the barriers. Wow, wonderful. Just wonderful. With 7 laps to go, we've made more mistakes and Sebastian Vettel has had in one season. Someone has... Oh, no. Oh, no, we got a 5-second time penalty and we... I didn't know Antoine was coming there. Oh, no. Oh, speaking of mistakes... Oh, my God. What on earth? Oh, man. I didn't actually see Antoine coming, but... wasn't my fault either. Wasn't his either. These are AIs. They're coded. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But my plan here is just to let him through. That's why I'm going very slow, walking pace, in fact, or just running pace, or jogging pace, to make that a bit more harsh for me. So just gonna let Antoine through, not these other guys, just in case they tried to be a bit cheeky and try to overtake me, maybe take me out. So Anton has dived into the pits. We're not diving into the pits just to avoid another double stacking. We're gonna stay out. We've been held up there. Latifi trying to go around the outside. We've got no downforce at all. And up the inside goes Grosjean, and he's punted us off the track. Oh, that's just fantastic. And we've lost traction on the grass. And oh, nearly into the wall there. So yeah, I just can't believe my luck. But I guess at this point there's just nothing else to do but just retire from the race. Well, I can't say I did much about that. I actually went on to finish the race, but Pierre Gasly won the race, Daniel Ricciardo finished second, Lance Stroll came out third. What a surprise podium, because I knocked out both championship contenders. Lando Norris from 13th went up to 9th. Kevin Magnussen from 10th up to 16th. From 16th up to 10th. Wow, brilliant. But wow, what a race. Very disappointing. Not happy with myself at all. 19th place technically says that's our best finish of the season. Very disappointing. So yeah, it's been a very struggle of a race. I didn't really like this race weekend. I told you guys I wasn't going to be good around Japan, so don't expect me to be so correct about next time we come to Japan, if I'll even include it in my season 2 calendar. So yeah, struggle, but we need to change some parts in our car. Internal combustion engine is technically worn out, just like my hands right now. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video somehow, then do remember to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and I'll see you guys next time on episode number 10 of F1 2020 Career Mode. Goodbye.